Alright, welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 12 Playoffs Week 1. Rosh Ryders, Panic at the Rosh Pit, Round 2. In the last round, Healy's ripped the R key off of his keyboard and they lost as a result. Hopefully this time he remembers he has all those buttons. It's an awful thing to waste. Rosh Ryders starting off with a very similar complement of bands, well at least similar one band. It's the last round. Panic looking at the PVC Grim. Seeing some good PVC Grim action. I'd certainly put his Bane above his Grim, but not a bad thing to get rid of.
Right.
Grim can do a lot of nasty stuff for you.
Wonder why they decided to change it. That would lead me to think that they were gonna pick a spirit or something that doesn't want to deal with the silence.
Right. Or really anyone who doesn't want to deal with the silence. There's a little Grimstroke. I think one of the reasons you're starting to see a lot of bans from him is people are starting to realize Grimstroke is a soft counter to a lot of heroes because there are a lot of dudes who really can't do anything about that silence, and it's not an easy thing to deal with in the heat of a fight.
I know Kyle likes Spectre, and Spectre doesn't like Grimstroke at all.
It's true. No Weaver either.
Yeah, I probably told him that lane wasn't fun.
They're much more willing to let the, oh my god, are they doing it? Oh my god, are they doing it?
Maybe.
Oh, I hope they're doing it. Oh, please tell me they're doing it.
Probably not, dude.
Come on, every cell in my body is like, please do it, guys. Please do this stuff.
Is that what you're thinking?
No, I think they're doing like what we've been.
The reverse draft.
Yeah, what we've been asking Rosh Ryders to do, just drafting exactly what the other team gave them last round.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
In the right order and everything. Not necessarily a guarantee we're going to see that. I don't think we actually called for that. We might have called for that on the NWA versus Willow Twisted Fantasy game we only uploaded like a couple of days ago. I think yesterday, actually. But
Yeah, Lena.
first pick in the Lena, very confident. One thing to
Could be a trash boat Lena, could be a boss Lena.
That's a trash boat Lena for sure.
Yeah, it's probably trash boat.
One thing
He
that
loves those type of heroes.
well, I mean, Trashboat also, or Boss has also already played Lena in this tournament, I believe. One thing that you definitely notice with Trashboat, he's very confident with his meds. He picks very early.
Yeah.
And
They
he's been
first take him a
destroying
lot.
with Lena the last few games he's played him, so.
It's hard to lose a lane with Lena, honestly.
A tree killed you.
Shoutouts to Dogtown.
A tree. Yeah, your homeboy Dogtown. Pour one out for him.
Yeah.
I heard he died in a house fire.
R.I.P.
10 seconds remaining.
Think of all the people on Lich we lost. How come instead of Dogtown meet X3 into Bush, how come we couldn't have just lost you instead?
Well, you know, I'm durable.
Like stainless steel.
Radiant team ban.
Ah!
Nope.
Sad. Could have been fun.
Centaur Warrunner. I hope this is like a pause one Centaur, something really wacky like that.
Dire team ban.
No Slardar. I agree. That Slardar was a very big thorn in their side in the last game.
And there's the Bane.
Baneful versus Pawnee. I think I'd also get rid of the Lifesteal as well, because this is also going to be this already looks like a supreme Lifestealer game. Any game with an enemy Centaur is
It's probably your next spin.
Yep. Any game with an enemy Centaur, if I'm Lifestealer, I'm salivating. Yep. No more him. No more salivation.
It's just such a free lane.
Such a free lane, such a free game. Like at any point in any team fight, if Lifestealer ever needs to just go back to full, like he's got to stay tank and just hit Q and beat Centaur up for a second. Pudge much the same way.
I don't know which of the Panic supports plays Treant. Do you guys know?
I don't think they've played Treant this tournament. I'm gonna guess it's probably gonna be
Probably
Comrade
Chris.
Chris. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does not seem like a boss type of hero. Because Boss is like Princess off of Radiant Straits, in that Boss really likes the waifus.
There's the Nagabat.
Waifus and Disruptor. Maybe he's really into the Disruptor mount, I don't know. Maybe the Disruptor mount's a waifu for some people.
10 seconds remaining.
I think Treant's also more common 5, except for from my team in Dogtown. But
I don't know, I like the Tree 4. I think Tree 4 is pretty cool.
it's
So-
a good lane
Tree's,
bully
Tree's
against
aggressive enough.
like melee heroes, but
He's aggressive enough. The fact that he's melee doesn't discount him so much because he has a lot of ranged things to do. And I do think he benefits from having that slight higher priority as far as Golden XP goes as well.
and the Earthshaker.
Yep, no Earthshaker again. So close to disaster that Earthshaker brought them at a knife edge for them.
Yeah, he was owning.
Yeah, but he just got skilled out. There's not much Risk Shaker's
Right.
gonna do after, say, 40 minutes.
And everybody had
5
BKBs. And
seconds remaining.
They had nothing to do about the BKBs themselves. Disruptor actually would have been great for them, I think, over perhaps the Jakiro in that last round. For them, the Jakiro pick really just did not pan. You know, being able to drop that ult with, especially once you get it with the Ags where it meets the items too. If you were able to get like Life Stealer in the Disruptor ult, if you were able to get Trash Button the Disruptor ult, that would have been very deadly. And I don't know if there was a recourse
Yep.
to that, but unfortunately, it just kind of went the other way for them. Taking some time here. Think about this third pick. Traditionally, this is probably the banana stand slot. Or this is Dark Willow, just confirming that Lena mid.
yeah,
Or they might be just pulling a Rosh Ryders play on them and sending that Willow mid.
I don't know if that's a trash boat thing, but
I mean, hey, it's a style on him thing.
Remaining.
yeah,
5 seconds
Moon
remaining.
really likes those type of heroes. Unconventional mids.
Oh, unconventional picks on the Rosh Ryders, you say? Unthinkable.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I moved it away because it was lighting up too much.
Now everybody knows what I asked you off camera. Damn it. Rosh Ryders also putting down some reserve time here. I think maybe they were expecting the Lena on
Radiant
boss.
team pick.
Run the Jakiro back. I will say Jakiro probably is going to combo a little better with Disruptor as far as a 3 and under club goes than he did with the Weaver. So there is that. Also somebody that Treant Protector doesn't particularly like to deal with.
10 seconds.
Jakiro always preys on people who move rather predictably. If you know where somebody's going to be during a fight, basically, Jack's your man.
Yep.
Snapfire,
I think-
very, very much the same vein.
I think PVC did a pretty good job securing Healy's lane with it too last game. So
Right. Yeah, even though the mid game and late game really didn't do anything for him, the lane at least went fairly well for them, if
Yeah.
nothing else. Though he did take a few lumps in that process.
it happens. Jakiro's slow and they had a
That's not very
Disruptor.
nice, dude. He has 2 heads. It's twice the thinking power. Come on. Jeez. Poor Bajiji / whatever other names this person would go by is going to be in our comment section running you down for calling Jakiro slow.
Yeah.
What's their favorite hero in the universe?
Hey, Jakiro's good. It was my go-to POS 5 for a long time.
Well, there you go. See?
Dire team pick.
Now you won't be getting any hate mail in the comment section. Here's Winter Overn.
Interesting. That's got to be a core Wyvern, right?
Yeah, that
A
is.
mid
It's
Wyvern.
probably going to be Overn too.
Yeah, because they've already got a Centaur.
We've seen Minoy do some Wyvern 2 off camera. You know who really likes Wyvern 2 is Ocelot, so he's going to be really happy if he ever sees this.
5 seconds remaining.
It was good for a while. They kind of nerfed it, so not so good anymore. But who knows? It's another one like the Dark Willow that Moon likes.
I will say I don't know if necessarily I like the matchup against Lena with it. I feel like Wyvern's going to struggle quite heavily with that. Just has no ability to you know, easy target to hit, giant hitbox, you know, which is something you don't think about often with Dota heroes. It's definitely true with Laverne. You know, big as a house. Can't heal herself because she goes into the icicle. She's gonna die instantly.
Yep.
Radiant team banned.
And can't out CS Lena either.
Can't out CS, and very vulnerable to rotations here, or even other support. Like, you know, very vulnerable to going in on Lena, and then Treant just heals her, and Lena just turns around and eats her. Very vulnerable to Dark Willow just shows up and fear bombs her forward, and just that's it for her, you know, that sort of thing. Very
think
vulnerable.
Mid Wyvern really needs to have a good lane, or it's going to be tough. I don't
So,
think he's going to have a very good lane against Alina.
definitely going to need a lot of support here. Like, the Disruptor and the Jakiro are definitely going to be needing to show up very consistently to make this work out at all. By the way, no PL.
Radiant team banned.
By the way, no Slark. No Slark. Come on, let it through. You saw how it went last time.
I think it's just because of the Underlord, but
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think that's that favorable for Slark, honestly.
Yeah, no, actually, yeah. Yeah, if you think about it more, you know, against the Underlord, like, even though Slark has the stat steal, he's still going to be, you know, plinking off like a BB against Underlord, especially if he gets an early Crimson, and, you know, that's really nasty. Just Slark can't do
Yeah.
anything to it but just steal his stats.
Boss does have a history of banning a hero that did something really dumb in the game before.
Yeah, that's true. Just,
Panic
Yeah.
has actually done this more than once.
you know, Napoleon famously said, never interrupt your enemy while he's making a mistake, and I guess Boss just didn't get the memo on that.
I think I probably would have banned Ursa and maybe the Monkey King, but
Yeah, it could be. Could be.
Radiant
I mean, are
team
you
There's
really
a-
expecting a Healy's Monkey King? Be honest now.
not really. But I wasn't really expecting a Healy Slark either. So
Yeah, that's true.
you never know.
What are we gonna get? If I know the Healy's quote-unquote roster, the first thought that comes to my mind is, I am the Juggernaut.
Essentially, my jug griefing.
My Jug griefing once again.
Remaining.
I think I'd want a ranged carry against the Underlord.
I
Okay.
am the Shadow
So,
Fiend.
new meta
Alright.
SF, I assume.
I mean, hey, it could be one Laverne. It could be one anything. It is the Rosh Ryders. I've said before, and I'll say it again. Against the Rosh Ryders, it's like a fool's errand to try and like predict cohesively what their lineup is going to look like. I don't think they even know until they got the last pick in. What you do, you ban what you don't want to see. You don't ban what they got. You don't ban around a strategy. You ban what you don't want to see, and you'll do fine. Spectre.
Saw a game. Saw a game the other day where Yutoro played a carry Jakiro. So
Wow.
you never know.
Can do whatever you want if you want TI, I guess.
Oh, Healy's is on the Shadow Fiend. It is new meta Shadow Fiend. Oh my god, Chris, cut your hair, dude. Bro, go to a barber.
The big eyebrows, Treant, that. Love that.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's not big hair. That's big eyebrows. Yeah, yeah. And while Boss wasn't on the Lena, he did get one of his waifu characters after all. So there you go. You know, the classic Boss waifu characters. You know, his favorite waifu heroes like Dark Willow, Windrunner, you know, Hoodwink,
Disruptor.
Disruptor. Yeah, it's for the Disruptor mount, like I said. It's a good thing Bajiji isn't here, or else they would probably be having a bit of a field day with this, I think.
That's true.
I mean, Bajiji has waifu heroes too, it's just that Bajiji's waifu hero is Snapfire, so you know.
You know, to each his own.
Yo, KD. You're married, right?
Yeah.
Does your wife allow you to do FMK, whatever that might possibly stand for, because it's something we can't say on camera?
Hang on.
gotta ask!
Now let me Google. So.
Mrs.
Oh,
Dynamite.
okay. I don't think she would care, but.
Alright, FMK, Disruptor, Snapfire, Jakiro.
Oh Jesus.
No, I'll make it a little easier for you, alright? FMK, Disruptor, Snapfire, Hoodwink.
Oh man.
This is the commentary you folks come here for.
Yep, I've gotta think about this one. I'll
And I'm
go
forwarding
for-
whatever you say to Mrs. Dynamite, so keep that in mind.
I'll go for marrying the Snapfire because you know she
Alright.
makes cookies. I'll take
She
it.
makes cookies, and she's gonna die soon, so we'll get a nice inheritance.
Yep, and then I guess I'll kill Disruptor.
Oh no, baby! Oh no!
Oh, dude.
Oh no!
I can't believe you just said
Oh
that.
god, no!
30 seconds to battle.
Not
Wow,
happy
dude.
about it, but I'll take it.
You just shot your reputation in the foot like 2 days ago, dude. Do you really want to be doing this now?
I don't have a reputation. It's fine.
They were giving you a field day. They're giving you hell. What do you think your former friend Esper is gonna say about you now?
The
Ain't he gonna get four runes here, maybe? No, I did have to
No.
back you to a degree. Tip Kai.
D-word by Hollywood too.
Kai tips right back.
Pretty bizarre rune swap there.
Yeah, that was a little strange. It was a very strange little like rune phase in general. Yep, Healy's just looking at that newfangled Shadow Fiend. I like how he has enough iron branches for an old-fashioned magic wand.
Yeah. If we play a match after this, I'll be sure to play a Disruptor and then get denied by Kid Dynamite.
Yeah, absolutely. Or you could just like 1v1 mid as Disruptor.
No. Sounds like garbage.
I don't. No, dude, it's legitimate.
I think I've played Disruptor one time for
Look-
Cavern Girl.
Listen, as far as LD2L goes, as far as 1v1 mid goes, I'm the god, okay? I'm like 3-0 against Bajiji, who's not in the LD2L. I'm 1-0 against Combination Bean, and I haven't fought anybody else, but I'm undefeated, is what I'm saying. So I can tell you.
Being a famous mid player.
Yeah. So I can tell you, as an authority on this subject.
Alright, play Trash Boat then.
Play Trash Boat? Sorry, I've got a hammer in the mail.
Oh,
His
okay.
top tower is under attack.
I gotta
Yeah, I don't
polish
think
my
that'd be fun for
toaster.
you.
I gotta. Kid Dynamite, you can play for me, right?
I don't think that's much more likely to win. But
And if you win, then I'll take credit for it because you're playing on my behalf. And if you lose, then it was all you, and I had nothing to do with it.
it's a good strategy.
Yeah. That's the same thing I was going for with Lich. Like every time you guys succeeded, it was because of me, and every time you guys lost, it was because of you. Absolutely. I like how at the very end of it, after all of it, I finally talked to Dogtown a little bit after never saying anything to him the whole time. And I still haven't said more than 2 words to Bush. Poor Bush, dude.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It bother Kai quite a bit.
Yep, really gonna heavily hammer him here. It's a very nasty lane between the two of these guys. Centaur Warrunner brings a lot of alpha damage to the party, and Disruptor is gonna bring you DOTs and the danger of the arena and the glimpse. So those two things combined, they can really get you into a situation where, you know, they kind of can put you in a damaged state at their own leisure. You know, they can strike you down with DOTs. They can just hit you with a lot of alpha damage and just kill you real quick. They can keep you away from the lane. They can just do a lot of what they want to do here. Gonna have a lot of control in this lane phase. That's something I feel like Kai actually kind of struggles with as a laner, is like, if he's in a situation where the enemy team is going to have a lot of control of him in that off lane, I feel like he doesn't really quite know what to do. We saw that a lot in the Panic versus Lich series, when X3 and Dogtown were really giving him the business. He just didn't really know what to do, and as a result, kind of got written out of both games, I think,
Right.
to a very large degree. Certainly the first more than the second one, you know. He did have some contribution to the second one. On the first game, it would be really hard to credit him with too much there, aside from just protecting Trash Boat a couple of times.
Yeah, mid lane, little rough as expected.
Yep,
for,
winner
the
of
Wyvern.
Vern. trailing overall for last hits. Unfortunately for the Rosh Ryders, second to bottom is the Shadow Fiend. It's not super great when you have this all farm all the time build like this. Kid Dynamite, you're a mid player. What do you think of the new meta Shadow Fiend build?
I like it better than Magic build Shadow Fiend, but it's just it's so vulnerable in lane. Like if you have a good start,
Right.
it's great, but like I've seen even pro players doing it and dying like 3 or 4 times in lane. Like
I
when
can
it
tell you this
first
much.
became meta,
I can tell
like
you this much.
Arteezy was doing it.
I super don't like it too. I can tell you that much. It's like you were just
Well,
like you're
nobody
just
does it
riding.
too. It's like a
yeah.
one build.
A few people do it too. I've seen it done too. It's like just eating your one alive doing that. We've seen that in LD2L, I believe. Since somebody, Ocelot got mad at it. It was Baby Schlark. US Danny.
Yeah,
tried it.
nobody should do it too.
There you
then.
go. Sorry, US Danny. Kid Dynamite, I know you're a big US Danny fan.
Yeah, I don't know him. I'm sure he's a great guy.
His every year his like little draft description just says toxic player or something to that effect.
Radiant's middle tower.
Either
is under
toxic
attack.
player or just simply toxic if he wants to save himself a couple of seconds.
Wyvern's dead, I think. Is he not? Oh wow.
Object
Okay.
Hero rotated
PVC
to make the
TP
side
dead.
there.
Oh, Trash Boat didn't have mana for his ult. That's why.
Also true, yeah. See, trust the commentators a little bit. I was keeping track of the situation. This last hit chart, I gotta say, is not looking very optimistic for the Rosh Ryders so far. The one guy who has an appreciable amount of farm on their whole lineup is the guy who really gets the least out of it in Hollywood is about to die.
Yep.
And Comrade Chris actually does very effectively.
He
let
held
Kai-
up on the attack
Yep.
there. Yep.
Very well let Kai come in and get that. Which was a danger to some degree. That could have gotten Disruptor out of there, I think. But Kai was able to get it done there. That's good. I feel like Comrade Chris has a... Okay, no courier after all then, I guess. Weird time to send it home. Comrade Chris, I think, does have a bit of a habit of doing that sometimes, where he will just unintentionally just snipe some kills out from carries. But, that time, did a very good job. A very risky way to do it, too. Very good job of letting that get done. And
Top tower is
Spectre's
under
certainly
attack.
one of the better heroes in the game as far as, like, potential from First Blood. Like, just makes so much use of that money, especially if it's been a few minutes after the game start like this.
Yeah.
Speaking
Oh,
of,
especially
go on.
I was gonna say she doesn't farm very quickly, so you know it's nice if you can get some kills in lane.
Right, and speaking of potential, shaving off a little bit of potential on the Shadow Fiend here, knocking out his courier. Shadow Fiend in this new meta, definitely one of the heroes that's going to depend a lot on those supply lines. Those early items for you are going to be very
Yep.
crucial.
Needs a mask as quick as possible.
Right. Darkwill
Right,
actually
just in his
going
backpack.
down.
Yeah, it's pretty rough with 26 and 30 last hits on your cores right here. But
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the next 3 cores aren't that far ahead, but Trash Boat mid's pretty far ahead.
Yeah, Lena's about a million miles ahead of them, which is bad because Lena's, I feel like, the person on that lineup they really kind of have the least to do about. Like, Centaur Warrunner for a while into the game is going to have some answers to the Spectre, I think. And as far as the supports go, well, Willow's always there, but, you know, with Willow, you're always going to have a controlled impact. You know exactly what Willow's going to be doing, when it's going to be happening. It's a very predictable hero, so not that hard to play around. Treon's going to be a question mark. He's all about the execution. You know, I'm going to assume from Comrade Chris, given his repertoire, it's probably going to be a very average Treon
Dire's
as a
middle
result.
tower is under attack.
You know, nothing bad, but probably, you know, not going to be the world-changing tree. Maybe I'm speaking soon on that. But one thing they have nothing to say about, and this is a problem you had, Mr. Dynamite, they got nothing for Lena. She's going to be able to walk over a lot of them. The only person who's going to be able to survive her is Centaur Warrunner, and all that Lena needs to make him not a problem is to be good at canceling that Blink Dagger and good at using a Yules.
And you know, you said Lena's ahead by a mile. You know, if you give Trash Boat an inch, he'll turn it into a mile. You give him a mile, what's he gonna turn that into?
An inch.
I think
okay.
Is under attack.
I like this Spectre pick because I think it's gonna be really bad for the SF. You know, the
Yeah.
carry SF really just wants to stand in the back lines and hit people, and I don't think he's gonna get to do that. He's just gonna
Right.
get shredded. By
And
Hog.
one other thing is they're going to definitely need some good vision up because he's definitely one of those guys. And Kai always pretty much gets the axe on the Spectre, right?
Yeah.
If they got vision up on Healy's, they know where he's at. I'm pretty sure Spectre can really just drop in and kill him. Like if there's any
Yeah,
confidence
so,
that he's
yeah.
alone, they just come in and kill him, and that ain't great for him.
Ready to burn.
That is super not great for him.
Like hypothetically, he could get a Silver Edge and do enough damage to kill the Spectre, but I don't think he's gonna be able to survive. He'd stay
Right.
far enough away.
He would have to have some godlike timing. Very godlike timing. And I think the thing is,
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
after a game like that, I do think there is some signs of just a little comm issue perhaps with Healy's. Wouldn't be that unexpected. And that coordination, lack of coordination is what Spectre is all about.
Wyvern shows up bot, clears
just
out the
gotta-
lane.
Good
Gets 2
rotation.
kills.
Rosh Ryders managed to recover their lanes a bit. Like it's still Lina far ahead, but then you've got Centaur and Wyvern.
Though I will say, even though Wyvern is 3rd place overall, still 25 hits down. Look at that
Yeah.
net worth chart. Centaur's actually leading up here on the net worth chart. It's probably
Sure,
been getting a lot of
Wyvern's not that far behind Lina, honestly.
yeah. The last hit chart actually, or the net worth chart actually makes us look a lot better for the Rosh Ryders than the last hit chart. That's for certain.
I think it's a lot of small camps for Lina.
Yeah, probably a lot of small camps for Lina and probably a lot of juice in those kills from bot.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Lina does have travels though.
True. Lena can be, and that's kind of dangerous. Lena can be anywhere she wants, while so can Spectre. It's gonna make just an awkward situation for Rosh Ryders because it's going to basically mean they're going to have to deal heavily with any sort of split. If Lena is pushing off lanes and you send just like Centaur to that, well, here comes Spectre, he's dead.
Yep.
You're gonna need to send minimum like 2 or 3 every time you see her doing something. That's just not something you ever want to be dealing with.
Underlord could be there too.
And SF has to have eyes in the back of his head.
Even if Panic doesn't necessarily get the full benefit out of doing this, they're always it's about strategic denial, right? Rosh Ryders strategically just aren't going to be able to have the same influence on the map. They aren't going to be able to commit to a push nearly as well, just on the danger that this could happen.
Dire's top tower
Equilibrium
is falling.
always has to be going right for them. They're going to perennially have to be sending guys off sides. They're just not as good at doing that as Panic is at pushing them in. And I missed another kill. I'm getting kicked out the desk. Gabe's gonna call me kind of an ass again, and I hate it when he does that.
I think it's pretty important for Rosh Ryders to be getting these towers early if they want to be, competitive
Okay.
in the game.
Okay.
Good ult. Not great cohesion on top of it, but oh, that disruptor ult for it though. That's a great disruptor ult. Lina in super danger. Lina super
yeah.
dead.
It's a good play.
Not the most ideal guy for the kill to be going to, but hey, it's always a big target, right, in a situation like this.
You can
We
tell
did-
Trashboat didn't expect that either because he aimed the LSA as if they were going to be running away, and then they just turned on him with Centaur ult and, socked him in
Right.
the jaw.
If that's one thing with Lina, you can definitely...
Fortified.
Lina wears her predictions on her sleeve. Like a lot of people wear emotions. You always know what Lina is thinking, where she's going, just based on how she's throwing spells out. That's part of the equation. Good Trial just completely dissuades from going in on the Uh-oh. Oh, baby, this is
Oh,
getting worse
no.
and worse. Spectre's here. Immediately, the two of them just get the kill. Uh-oh.
Guy's
Vector
taking a
might
lot of
die.
damage.
Maybe this is actually worth it. It looks. Goes down to
Trash Boat's kinda
Jakiro of
low,
all
too.
people, but ouch. But Trash Boat here is just
Trash
going
Boat's
to
gonna be
murder
fine.
people now. Maybe?
Radiant's top tower is
Ooh.
under attack.
Yep, it's just going to murder people now. All
That
the
was
supports
close.
fall off.
Wow.
All of Panic really low, but
Yep.
It's a 4 for 1.
buyback on Jakiro too.
The unfortunate situation of that is that It's not like you could have said if only Healy's was there, because Healy's is
Wait,
this.
what the fuck?
What's up?
Sorry. What is he buying? Satanic
buying?
butterfly?
Yep, Satanic Butterfly. Yep.
Just disassembling the Mask of Madness and right away. That doesn't
guess
make
so.
any sense.
Well, listen, it's the Rosh Ryders, you know.
Yeah, I
It's
guess.
the Rosh Ryders. They're just gonna catch
What a
Lena
nice
here.
pass.
Oh, that's a good kill.
Very good ice path. Very good kill again.
Yeah.
The it's already coming in, you know, just noticeable just how much the equation changes with Jakiro, how much the picks around Jakiro change the world. I don't know if people in LD2 will necessarily appreciate that so much as they should, but just a change up in the draft in PVC pipe is going from like absolutely no impact at all on the match to like pretty much being putting his little name on the kills out here.
I think this is what Rosh Ryders need to do if they're going to win with this draft. They're taking this early map control, taking the towers, because they've got
Yep.
tree to defend them. So if they,
Ouch.
are able to actually take them early, then that's a big benefit.
Hollywood just getting assassinated on the back line. Lena's coming, baby. Lena's coming. She's not happy. She's gonna immediately drop the hammer on the responsible party.
Held your feet to the fire.
Yep.
I like how this is going on in both games. Like, you know, somebody on panic dies and they get pissed off. They just come back up and seconds later kill the guy who did them in.
There's a dieback for PVC too.
Yep.
It was.
It's not like it means much on a pause 5 at his level. It's just like,
Yeah.
what, 30 seconds?
But
So.
Hurts his net worth though.
It's is not worth it, yeah. He's
on
very,
him by
very
a long
poor.
shot now.
Yep, it is one of the most common issues we've seen through the ages in the LE2L. It's just starving your support so bad they got nothing to say and have no impact. Jakiro definitely one of the ones I think needs some meat on his bones. Oh, good immediate response from Moon River there. Lena came in looking like she was
disrupt roll
really
too.
gonna ruin that.
Wow.
Oh, the glimpse! I really like that. The glimpse into the the Shadow Fiend ult, that was really
good.
well put together.
I would really like to see Healy's go like Dragonlance BKB, but it doesn't look like that's gonna happen.
No, he's just gonna go Satanic and Butterfly.
I think he needs, eventually a Hurricane Pike to live, and he definitely needs a BKB.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Every core on Rosh Ryders is going to need BKB. Sometimes old Kentar can kind of get away without it, just going on Magic Resist alone. Which, so like how I like to do it if I get the option, but this is not one of those games. He is going to need it. Look at all these horrific things that you just aren't going to be able to tank through. By the way, goodbye again, Mr. Pipe. He's tanking it for some of his buddies who were up here with him, though.
Yep.
It was very ambitious to try and invade Triangle at a time like this. Stack the neutrals. Stack the neutrals.
Macro Pirate their ancients at least. See if we could get some CS.
That would be funny. Who would win in a fight, Kai or Ghouls?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Apparently
Radiant's
Kai.
structures are fortified.
Yeah, I like that. Just the second Kai shows up, he makes no attempt. He doesn't even acknowledge Ghouls. He just starts killing the wave, and Ghouls is like, okay, and walks away. It's like Shadow Fiend's going against Shadow Fiend's going against what his game plan and his stash is, and just going for Shadow Blade here, going for a quick Silver Edge.
It's not bad, but
Yeah, given some of these passives, given the Lena passive, that's going to be very big if you can get rid of it. The Underlord passive, which is huge if you can get rid of it, and the Spectre passive. If anything, the problem with this game with Silver Edge, there's just too many important targets to break the passives of. And this ain't good. Here comes the ult though, but he dies to the pit anyway. He was so close to getting killed by a jungle creep instead, actually. That would have been really tragic.
Oh, winner's curse.
They have a winner's curse. Just going to drop it right on Lena's head and just kill her.
alright.
Centaur Warren are going to drop his own Stampede to just get rid of the...
That's actually
the
not a
opponent
bad
was
trade,
yeah.
honestly. They've got the top 3 net worths right now on Rosh Ryders. Barely, but they do.
Came out with more money for that.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Though they did...
That's a clean sweep of Rosh Ryders scores on the net worth. You don't see that every day.
Yeah.
Oh, this could be bad. This could be really bad.
That
the
could be
damage.
really bad.
Maybe. Yeah.
Spectre in the Disruptor ult just has nowhere to go but dead.
It's big.
We're actually coming in with better damage than you'd expect with this set of items at this point in the game.
I mean, Witchblade's really good.
Right.
With Arctic Burn too.
You know,
Base damage.
I said this. I think I said this on stream before. If I haven't, here's today. You know, they added so many blades in the course of like one update. Why isn't it that Falcon Blade builds into like? In my mind, it should just be Falcon Blade builds into either Mage Slayer or Witchblade. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like thematically that works out. You know, you've got the blade that builds into either the thing that magicians use or the thing you use to kill magicians, and they're all knives of varying quality. It just seems like that should be the case, but it just doesn't.
I feel like Witchblade and Mage Slayer would be the two that make the most sense to be linked, but...
Right. And you could put them on the Source of the Falcon Blade, and that would also give Falcon Blade more than just a one-trick pony status, because, you know, right now Falcon Blade is just one thing. It's like, if you want to get an early game advantage, right, if all you're worried about is early game, pick up the Falcon Blade. It lets you win lane and nothing else, basically.
At least they buffed it. It used to not get picked at all, but now people buy it at least for the mana regen and HP.
Look at that Sindar here. This is super not the guy they want to find out of the smoke. They're not really confident they can do anything about him. They just go to the tower instead.
Yep.
The poor
tower,
Radiant T1 bot.
Tower is under attack.
Once again massacred.
Radiant's
It's a late
bottom
first
tower
tower
is
for Panic at the Rosh Pit.
Yeah, that's definitely good for the Rosh Ryders. The more they can put out the objective war, the more map control they can get early. As you stated, I definitely agree with that sentiment. I think the better for them. Centaur a little cut out here, but it's taken a million years to kill him. Ults in response, but they catch out! They catch out Shadow Fiend in the middle of a lot of crap. A good Winter's Curse in response, but just too late to do much. As momentum continues for Panic at the Rosh Pit.
He got his
The
BKB
Panic
off
Sentry
there.
Ward right there is the MVP.
Yeah. Why is there a mango here?
Show.
Support's going down all around. Jakiro,
Looks like-
Disruptor, and Will at more or less the same time. And this ain't good for Mr. Moon River.
Yeah. Looks like Healy's is buying a BKB next, which is good, but...
And if that Sentry, that's a good question actually. If that Sentry wasn't there, that fight goes so much worse.
Right. Harold,
I think,
support being you.
uh,
Oh dear. Tip.
Jeez. I think it's a bit of a problem for Rosh Ryders that they're not ahead, even if they're kind of sticking to the game.
Right.
Because of, late game Spectre Lina.
One thing I told Mr. Meat that I'm going to tell these guys too, in the past. Definitely need to be thinking about vision a lot. As we just seen there, I'm pretty sure they're just dropping sentries wherever they think a fight might happen, right? The sentries are not for dewarding for Panic, they are 100% just for Shadow Fiend here. And they definitely need to be very aggressive as far as clearing out. Correction, Comrade Chris, it's the triangle, not the jungle. Get it right, please. Thank you.
Panic has such a strong vision game, like consistently.
Yeah. The don't take this the wrong way or anything, Mr. Dynamite, but really the linchpin of the failure
Dyer's
against
bottom tower is
Panic
under
in your
attack.
games against them was, especially in Game 1, the Vision game. Sorry to tell it to you straight like that.
Hey, I don't put up the wards.
Yeah, forward all hate mail to Mr. Meaty. Everyone's favorite show. You ever seen Mr. Meaty Kid Dynamite? I think you're probably a little old for it.
No, I
Radiant's
don't. I
middle
haven't.
tower is under attack.
Yeah. Goddamn
Radiant's
Dota
structures
boomers.
are
Whole
fortified.
league full of goddamn boomers. This ain't good. This is very not good for the Lina here, actually. A lot of pain on her, but the instant BKB and turnaround.
Pretty okay actually.
Kai coming in, just trying to eat a support, but
Okay.
Shadow Fiend not excited to let that happen. Uh-oh!
Actually, that's
This
right.
turned around really
Great
bad for
icon.
Kai!
Yeah.
That was
Nice.
a great ult by Shadow Fiend. Good game since I'm making that happen. It looked like that wasn't going to get anything done for a second, but
Oh!
nope.
Oh no.
And a great glimpse.
Wow.
A good curse. Everything's coming up Millhouse today for the Rosh Ryders here.
Yeah,
Banana
I
Stand
can see
saying,
that.
hell with this, I've had enough of this crap, but he doesn't
Oh,
get
wow.
out. He ain't going nowhere. 2 more left.
Ta-da.
Fear Bomb coming out. But you
Oh.
ain't getting Centaur with that. Centaur ain't afraid of nothing.
Wow. Is this gonna be a 5 for 0?
It's
Oh, Hollywood looking a little in danger here.
Oh man.
Here's a glimpse, though, right in
Yep,
front of
there it
Helios.
is.
For nil.
5 for nothing.
Jeez.
What a
That's crazy.
turnaround. What a big turnaround. They're trying to
That
kill
is an
me.
uppercut.
Dire's middle tower
those,
is under attack.
Big right clicks coming out from Shadow Fiend.
Are fortified.
Everyone kept Chris.
Putin told me to do it.
Hey, it's
I
about
like
to
it.
invade Ukraine.
I like Comrade Chris getting hit and then talking shit.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I like Comrade
Hey,
Chris
gonna
calling Rosh
Oh.
Ryders
Beat
tilted.
Hollywood there.
Yep, the Spectre Egg just insta-killing Hollywood. That's
Good
the
play, that guy. Just getting the kill and
definitely
getting out.
definitely one of the big issues you see with Spectre with the Eggs. It's like, if supports are ever even somewhat low, they just can't be envisioned. You have to be 100% certain that Spectre can't see them, because basically nothing can stop that. Like, Spectre just ults you, just, like, Eggs you, comes in, hits you once.
He's like
you're
an
dead.
Aeon disc.
Right.
He's got Orchid too. I feel like that's kind of how you have to play like this version of Spectre, like taking those kills. for
Yeah, you just
farm,
have to be the
because you're
super support bully.
Yeah, you're not gonna farm quickly, so
Usually more of a 3 sort of role, but it certainly works out for Spectre when it does work out. Though she is the lowest one right here on the game. So I don't know how often that works
true.
out. And the second lowest win rate person in the game after Healy's. I'm not saying like Kai second lowest win rate. I'm saying Healy's win rate is worse than the global Spectre win rate. Banana Stan getting very beat up here. He's trying to make him waste time. He just doesn't have the right item complement to do it.
yeah.
Really needed to lean more, I think, into the into either getting the fizz or magic damage up early, rather than starting with the Greaves. They just don't have the right complement of heroes, I think, to make the Greaves really stand out that well until you can hold the line at least long enough to get it out, you know?
Right.
Moon
game's-
has Ags now too, which he does a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Ulting up here. Stampede coming out. Solo
Winner's
Winner's Curse on the Lena there.
Oh,
Disruptor
fear.
in a good spot, but not much help when Lena's BKB'd.
Oh, the dodge.
Yep.
Okay, it's dead anyway.
Healy's time
Cool,
gets
cool.
wasted by the Dark Willow there. As
That
he's
Willow.
kind of struggling to get back into the fight now, and it's still a little too late
He's
when
under
he
a
does.
sentry.
He's under a sentry again. He just gets popped like a cherry.
God, the panic vision.
That
Oh
Willow fear there
god.
was really good.
Yeah, that Willow, the boss Willow there actually did come in way more, like it came in way more importantly, right? Had a much higher impact than it looked on the surface, just wasting so much time for Shadow Fiend, and then immediately, you know, the second he tries to re-engage, they're just waiting for him.
Yeah.
And Lena might have died if he hadn't gotten that fear
middle
off.
tower is
And
under attack.
you know, 3-man, 4-man fear. I didn't
Right.
see how many, but
You're commentating, kid. Gotta be counting.
I think it was 3.
Was it 6 shots or only 5? Mindbreaker up for, is that Spectre or
Radiant's middle
Wyvern? I
tower
think that's
is under
Spectre.
attack.
Spectre.
Yeah, that's Spectre. That's not a nice thing for Spectre to have in this sort of situation. Just being able to just drop a silence on somebody's head from orbit, basically, is not nice. Especially going to be done so casually. You know, somebody gets jumped, Spectre just shows up, silences you, leaves immediately.
Mindbreaker and the Orchid, so
Right.
he can kill both supports if he wants, or the Wyvern.
Not worth it at this point. Heavily starting to favor the,
Radiant's
Dire
bottom
here.
tower is under attack.
They have done a good job largely riding off the Pit Lord, but at this point, it's starting to look kind of bad for them money-wise. Healy's
Have
is
to
not
have Silver
just
Edge on
going to
Dina.
let it happen. Quickening Charm comes up for the Radiant here. Comes up for Rosh Ryders. A lot of people that could be really interesting on.
Regeneration.
definitely be interesting to see on the Wyvern. Could be good on like Jakiro. Really, any of these guys for the Quickening Charm. But unfortunately, as traditionally, whenever the Quickening Charm would be balled, they just good
Yeah,
good
that is
reaction
one way
time
to
to the
deal with that.
Disruptor.
Yeah.
Very good reaction time there.
Centaur's got a heart.
Yeah. Centaur's got a heart. He's also got an ocean heart. Get rid of the goddamn ocean heart, dude. There's a Quickening Charm in the stash. Don't you want more Stampedes? Don't you want Cloak of Flames at least? Come on, brother. The hell good is that thing doing here? You notice
Okay.
the immediate choice to drop the Sentry in the middle of that. Looks like we got almost a bit of a miscue here by the Rosh Ryders as Centaur Warrunner goes in more or less alone and just kind of casually dies. Before his team is even kind of ready to go in.
Spectre.
And man, I gotta say, I can't agree necessarily with the decision to wait for Centaur to die, then go.
Yeah.
Certainly not working out. They did get Trash Boat in the Macropire, though. It's pretty good.
Boss probably too.
Yep, boss ends up
Boss.
going down off the sides. Losing PVC pipe as well.
That could have been decent if they'd all gone at the same time. But
Right.
Yeah.
It was a little weird.
That was very odd. That's not usually a ghoul sort of play. I wonder what's going on
Radiant's bottom
the
tower
Rosh
is
Ryders
under
here.
attack.
Must have just been a miscommunication. But
Ooh.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You can definitely tell the fear factor there. The moment Kai shows up, immediately get the Shadow Fiend Shadow Blade. Definitely needs to get his own Silver Edge like ASAP. Like it is super key for them this game.
he also just like he doesn't really do enough damage anymore. I don't think.
Banana Stand is
without
getting
Silver
completely
Edge.
knocked out. He's getting picked off by the 3 and under club. Well, I guess it's Wyvern and the 3 and under club, so you know the 2 and under club. Finally got a pipe up on almost said Big Boy. So used to see an M on the Pit Lord here. Finally got a pipe up on the Pit Lord here. The pipe is going to be pretty good. I do feel like I personally probably would have started with the Crimson. Just to exacerbate that damage problem that Shadow Fiend has. Force him to start building more into damage and help keep your team up until that point. Though, certainly, if you want to just write out the Macropire, if you want to write off the Centaur Stomp with the Double Edge, you want to write out the Disruptor Roll, that is a very good way to do it. I just feel like the Winter's Curse and the Shadow Fiend beating is probably a little bit more pertinent at the moment.
Right.
Is
On both
Shakiro
ends.
rushing an Ags?
It is
that
Shakiro
what I
rushing Ags, yes he is.
thought? Interesting.
He's actually almost done
Ground
with it, too.
boots Ags. With that one. I mean, it's nice against the BKB, I guess, but they only have one BKB, and
I mean, in fairness, they have one BKB. How long is that going to last?
exactly.
Very
It feels
inevitable
like
Spectre.
feels like he dies super quick without a defensive item of any sort to the Spectre.
Right. On the other hand, being able to potentially just drop the macro on Lena no matter what can definitely be a big advantage for them. As stated earlier, they have nothing to say about Lena, and having that, still not really something to say per se. Stop! Still not something to say per se, but it's certainly a much better answer than nothing at all.
I don't like Satanic here for SF. Like, it's a good item
I don't
for
know if he's
SF,
ever going to
but-
get it at this point. He's had this in his quick buy the whole game, and yet he's,
Yeah.
you know...
Well, he's close now. He's only 1,000 gold away if he disassembles
Yep,
the Mask of Madness.
I mean, hey, he could be going for Strength Blink for some reason. Or he could be going for Heart for some reason.
I don't think he'll have the damage.
Radiant's top
Without a
tower
Silver
is
Urge.
under attack. Radiant structures are
And of
I
course,
like
that
Yeah, he's gonna damage rolls.
all-important break as well. That all-important break. I mean, again, Fiery Soul, get rid of that. You're really getting lean in a large part. Underlord's Atrophy Aura. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think probably the most overlooked thing about Pit Lord in this stint in LD2L is just how much that can change fights. Get rid of that, you're doing something good. Just get rid of any of these paths, you're doing great.
Oh boy, getting rid of the supports.
Oh dear, that Shadow Fiend ult did absolutely nothing.
Oh, both buybacks.
Yep. 2 members of Rosh Ryders buying back there. Even under the auspices of a completely blown ult from the Shadow Fiend, they still wanted to try and do something there, but they ultimately just kind of bought back for nothing. It's a very, as a result, very big moment for the Panic at the Rosh Pit, who not only snagged 942 bucks for themselves there, as well as some XP, and got the kills there, but also wasted 2 buybacks and wasted all the money that comes from them. I mean, Jakiro was really close to getting an Ags once, for example.
Still only 400 gold off, so I guess their buybacks must have been cheap, but I like the AC pickup that Trash Boat's going for.
Trash Boat AC, huh? Well, if Underlord's going for the Shiva's Guard, yeah, I could definitely see that, yeah. If I'm Underlord in this game, and I'm not going to do Crimson, as he doesn't seem to, I think I would have just rushed the hell of an AC myself, though it's certainly not bad on lane either.
Right.
Very delicious on Pitlord, though. Makes those tears roll down those cheeks. And that's what I'm all about, brother. I'm all about no fun. I'm all about making sure nobody has any fun. Chris, give me a second kill you with level 1 race. Yo, you know what I just realized? Where's the DMX lyrics? Where's all the Hollywood, like,
Yeah, there was some in game 1.
keybinds? Yeah, there was some in game 1, but not many. Where's the good grief? Damn!
Wow.
Where's the
I played with
good
Hollywood
grief when,
yesterday.
the good grief when Healy just dies to a tower shot?
Played with Hollywood yesterday, and he's also got like a soundboard set up.
Yeah,
Nice.
did he put the fantastic cheese quote on the soundboard? I know he like sent the Wave
I don't
MP3
know.
versions to me this morning. I hope he does. I hope I hope my voice can infect some random Dota games for no reason. Goodbye, Jakiro. Just gets completely stomped on by the Spectre. This is an actual proper ult too. Break on the Centaur. Some free damage on him. Just gets half his life bar off. 100% of his life bar, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shadow Fiend tries to ult the save, but just no avail. And
Oh,
this
dude.
is
That
not.
Tails are falling
This
off
is
the bus.
not what you want to have happen to you as a Shadow Fiend with this setup. That's 4 for nothing in favor of the
His
Panic.
BKB was on cooldown. Wasn't sure if he got chain stunned, didn't get it off, or if he just didn't press it. But
The good news is, he got his Satanic.
yeah,
Radiant structure.
So now he can finally finish his Satanic and Butterfly combo, and you know what? Not a minute too late.
a lot of damage by Moon. Kind of
Yep,
forced him to
still
back, but
still definitely a force to be reckoned with to some degree, though certainly not nearly as much as like 10, 20 minutes ago, especially when you consider, aside from the BKB, everyone really doesn't have anything new at this point. Like, it's just still running on fumes from 10 minutes ago and is dead also. This is looking very over for Rosh Ryders at this point.
Yeah.
I like the glimpse, at least.
Spectre's a bad hero right now, but this was a very good game for it.
Yeah. That's something with Panic. They definitely seem to have a good eye for like when the condition to run the Spectre is.
It's like the
What
only
hell
hero
is
in
this
the
statue? Oh, it's Axe Calling Blade. Okay.
Axe. Yeah. The only hero in the game that Spectre doesn't kill is Centaur. Like, you know, she kills the pos 1 and 2 for Rosh Ryders, so it was just a really good pick, I think.
And party's over, says Banana Stain. Let's get the hell out of here. Top they go. There goes the only statue the Rosh Ryders have. There's a statue this side. Captain Rob was here. Who the hell is Captain Rob? I don't know, but that's Techies. And this is the Ancient. How does this always happen to me when I look at statues? No tips, but nice glimpse.
I think that's Banana Stan's first name.
Here's a tip. Get a real job. What happened? That's probably really loud. Shoutouts to all the people who just went deaf. Shoutouts to Roche, who sadly did not survive this. I guess, yeah, that was first Roche, just Aegis. And there's a ceremony. Oh no, baby. Oh no, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Not like this, not like this.
He burned it, so they know it's there, but...
Ah, that's a Rosh Rider's robe.
It happens.
That's a ceremonial robe too. It's not something you just want to leave hanging there.
There you go.
Radiant's
sees
top
it.
tower
Us is just gonna leave it there. Boss is leaving it too. Okay.
Trash
That's,
boat pinged it. So
I don't know. Yeah. Odd.
I don't know.
They're just, I don't know. Just down on one, I guess. Just don't want them to feel like idiots.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, I don't really know if Rosh Ryders have a path to victory at this point.
Oh, that's a nice me phrase. Yeah, as far as path to victory goes, they really kind of failed to establish one here at all. I don't think there ever really was much of one, just from how this this team lineup went. They were able to get some brief successes, but certainly nothing they could write home about. They're finally going for the Silver Edge, though.
Honestly, I think they played their early game pretty well. It's just like, I don't know, this draft is really hard for them to win with.
They played the early game well. It's just the question was always where are they going to go from here, and never really had a very satisfying answer. You know, they took good control early, but they weren't able to press the advantage enough to make something out of it. They weren't able to like get like a 15-minute Rex or something like that, which is what they really kind of needed here. They weren't able to. I really think the Shadow Fiend build. I tell you what I would have done actually, which is kind of contrary to what you were saying. I definitely would have gone for an early Deso here on him. I think, just to be able to run down buildings as early as possible, as soon as possible, and get some good damage out. It's not like they have much to say about armor break.
Oh no.
Goodbye.
Okay. Well, at least there's that.
They're doing good about just keeping the Spectre off for the most part.
I think realistically, you need 2 defensive items on this SF to survive, and then you need a damage item. So like, I would have liked. You know,
I feel like the actual goal here maybe be less that, more just go glass cannon, just have ghouls, you know, whip things up for you. Go a little bit more for the team rather than self-sustain on his loadout.
I don't know. I think you get murdered by the Spectre if you don't have any defensive items.
Yep.
I feel like Spectre gets murdered against you in that case as well, though.
Oh, she haunts right onto you. Like,
Even if she haunts right onto you, just stand and fight. Be a man, I think you got damage. Especially if you got friends around, she can't use that passive. Be a big boy. Be a big boy like Big Boy LaCroix. The thing is, if Shadow Fiend builds 2 defensive items, it's already too late. I feel like 2 offensive items on Spectre are going to be a little bit more valuable than the 2 defensive items on the Shadow Fiend. So it's actually going to put you in an even worse situation, arguably.
well, you could have gone quasi-defensive like a Silver Edge, which is filled both roles.
I don't know if I would call
earlier Silver Edge, and
right.
then
Early Silver Edge would definitely be good.
maybe
I think,
the BKB and then a Hurricane Pike or something would have been nice.
Kai going deep here, getting Hollywood. No more Disruptor holding this fight. Doing a lot of damage to Kai, but just not enough to make him do anything but turn around. The Shadow Fiend ult hits absolutely nothing, and then he dies. That's heartbreaking.
He was throwing out raises instead of right clicks.
Trash boat again.
And while Trash Boat gets an ultra kill, Kai and Bananas Dan
rampage?
just going on 2 towers here. No way Centaur goes down for that.
Radiant's top barracks
Never know. He might feed it to him on purpose.
have victory.
Yeah, I guess
He
that's
might
it.
get
That's
it.
possible.
Whoop!
Oh,
Rampage!
there you go.
El Rampago! Alright, Trash Boat.
Under attack.
No way, huh?
Radiant's
Yeah, I guess there is a way. If Centaur wants to kind of to do what you said and kind of give it to him.
tower has fallen.
And with that, the Rosh Ryders have ridden off into the sunset for one last time.
What is
The meme,
TG?
the meme team dream never quite came true for them. So run down here. I mean, really, it's just they were in a tough situation where I think this is a bowling at 7-10 split and coming right down the middle sort of option for them. There were some ways to deal with this panic lineup, I think. I don't think this was necessarily lost in draft, but the thing is, all the options they had to sort of do something about it, I feel like they just kind of went halfway on it and just never really committed enough to the bit. You know, as I said, Shadow Fiend, you go 1 or 2 ways here. Either you go, like, try to out-tank, or you try to out-damage, I think. There's your 2 routes for you. And he just tried to have his cake and eat it too, tried to be a little tanky, tried to do a little damage, and he ended up being just a little of both and not enough of either, unfortunately for him. Just, wonder what the damage profiles look like for him. Like, did he even top damage on his team? No. Winter Wyvern actually outdamaged him. Winter Wyvern outdamaged a right-click only Shadow Fiend. I just want to state that for public record. That's big ouch city right there. This is probably also not the game for Centaur Warner to go all in on himself here. I definitely feel like some more team-oriented items could have done him a lot of good. Like a pipe of his own could have definitely done some good early on against things like the Lina, things like the the Underlord crap. I mean that Underlord bit was definitely doing its fair share of damage. If you look at his damage profile, he still got more than most of Rosh Ryders, for example, right? Yeah. Or if you wanted to go a bit more like if he was anticipating what Kai was doing, I don't think it's that necessarily crazy as for what Kai is doing. Having something on like I guess a Lotus Orb could kind of do the job for you there, but you have to be god at predicting it, I think. Maybe more something like it is tough. It's a tough thing to do as 3. Maybe I would actually go, if it was me, maybe I'd actually go mech. Try to get some mech saves. Maybe even as far as Graves, go for those. Sort of what, funnily enough, what Banana Stain was doing there. Just to try and make sure, because, one thing that I think a lot of people underestimate as 3, it's not just the 1 and 2, it's the 4 and 5 as well. Everybody's life is on your hands. And the fact that Spectre was able to just come in and just pick off the Disruptor, pick off the Jakiro whenever she wanted, anytime, very freely. Just not super ideal. I feel like a little more attention being paid to that would have given them a lot more of a fighting chance here. But yeah.
I think with how Kai on the Spectre was playing, I think it was a little bit too greedy for both supports on Rosh Riders to go for Ags. Like, if they'd had Ghost Scepters, they would have survived, long enough that.
Well, they need to be.
Ghost Scepter on this guy.
Yeah. I usually prefer Aeon Disc because that takes the question mark out of the equation. That takes the question mark of the always unfortunate scenario of you hit Ghost Scepter and then she just throws a dagger and you just die anyway or something like that.
Yeah, but they needed some defensive items because otherwise, like, Kai could just use the Shadow Step or whatever, the mini haunt and kill them and then leave too.
But the thing is, it's a very unfortunate situation because if you take away the Ags and you take away what little you have against Trash Boat, I think. And then Trash Boat's already dominant advantage just gets even more. I will say one thing they definitely, I don't think they did a great job responding to the Lina pick, especially for how early it came. Again, I think maybe up until about halfway through the draft, I think they were assuming it was Boss. I kind of half-assed was too because we've seen a lot of Boss Lina in this tournament. I don't know. Hard to say, but yeah.
It's a good combo because Trash Boat plays it a lot. Like, I always just assume it's a Trash Boat Lina because, like, you can pick it early and it doesn't lose any lanes basically. And is Boss one of the many mid-30s married men in the LD2L? I don't know anything about Boss actually.
Nobody does. I've talked to him one time.
I've never talked to him. I don't think I've ever typed to him or anything.
Yeah, mystery.
I was going to
last season. I don't know.
I was going to say I think there's like 5 people who aren't married in the LD2L, and 3 of them are the casters. So,
there's some Zoomers.
Yeah. There's like 3. I think like, and the problem is one of them's Vex, so he's obviously not there. He's not. He's just a stand-in.
I think like Healy's.
Healy's that young?
He's not that young, but I don't know about his age, but he's not married at least.
I thought DeBush was pretty young. Is DeBush fairly young?
DeBush is 14, so.
Holy crap! He's younger than I thought.
Yeah, he's gonna be really good.
Wow, damn, DeBush getting started early. Jesus.
Yeah.
Bush is young. I think Hollywood's also pretty young, but I don't know. He might also be married though.
I don't think Hollywood's married, but I
might.
think he's
at least committed
my
relationship.
age. But I don't know.
Yep. Well, it's a very, very, very odd topic of conversation. And hey, speaking of boomers playing Dota, this brings us to the eulogy moment for the Rosh Ryders, right?
Yep, the funeral.
So it's for the Rosh Ryders as a whole, right? There's one criticism I have about the Rosh Riders. I've been making it for a long time, and I'm actually gonna still make it again here. I'm gonna start off their eulogy with a shit talking moment. I think they should have leaned more into their own status. I think they should have leaned more into the meme strategies here. I feel like what ended up killing the Rosh Riders is the Rosh Riders were already always great at confusion foo because the Rosh Riders were great at execution. The drafts were crazy. Anybody looks at a Rosh Riders draft, it's nonsense. It's like reading something in Frisian. You know what I mean? Your eyes cross. It almost looks like words, but it means nothing. But the actual execution, it always seemed to be really strong. They are really good at identifying the VIPs and dealing with them. They are really good at identifying the problems in their own draft, playing around them, and identifying the problems of the enemy draft and going full in on them. And we've seen them do that plenty of times, and we've seen them come in with unwinnable looking combinations that they're able to pull it off on just with the execution. And I think they really could have had their cake and eaten it too. I think they could have been the funny meme team that just goes absolutely crazy. And really been a very solid dark horse for first overall. And the funny thing is, the best way they could have done that is lean more into the memes. Is lean more into bringing in weird things, bringing in more experiments, just trying to make drafting against them a nightmare, just trying to make itemizing against them a nightmare. What do you build against the Rosh Riders when you don't know what the hell they're doing? That's a
But
nightmare for a 3, and the 3s tend to be the Achilles heel of a lot of teams on this league, right? You know, if you look at some of the failings in some of their earlier games, a lot of it just comes down to they went kind of halfway in on the joke. They didn't go the full way, and I think maybe that's sort of the failing, the downside of the Rosh Riders as a unit. I feel like they kind of went halfway on the joke, and if they leaned more into it, they would have seen some results. Or if they leaned more away from it, if they tamed it just like 10% and went with it as well, you would have. They were in the exact rotten spot, unfortunately for them.
I think they do better when Healy's is on more of a utility type hero, and you
Certainly.
make Moon the win condition. Like I just looked at Healy's Dota buff, and like his top 20 most played heroes are all supports or offlaners. So
Right.
like,
Well, yeah, he's not.
obviously
He
that's
was drafted knowingly as not a
yeah.
pause one. PBC himself has said I drafted Healy as like a pause 3 to player pause 1. So
Yeah. So I think if they'd gone with more like pos 3 heroes, not Slark SF, and give Moon something that scales better, maybe, and
give him
make
yes.
him, what they're depending on. I
Or
think they would
just
have been better off.
just go completely crazy and just draft
Yeah.
on sort of heroes in that sense, but still like lane them in funny ways. Just make it as much of an exercise in mental gymnastics as possible to deal with them, or just lean into your strengths in a more conventional way, just a little more. And I feel like they
Yeah.
would have gone just farther than this in general
Or
because of
just
those
like,
advantages. And that's
you know,
certainly, I think it's very strong advantages. I think, honestly, funnily enough, I think of all the teams in the series, like if I'm drafting next season, this is like the best team out there as far as like people that I gotta look at and say these guys have something to offer. Because when you're doing that and it's working, there's something behind that. And I think it's the execution. These guys are all execution experts, except Healy's. Even him, to a degree. I would say even Healy's is still a cut above most folks as far as execution level goes.
yeah.
But
And
like,
well, and they're all good at chaos, and like,
yes.
it's pretty valuable to have two supports who are Guardian or Crusader, and have most of the bans go towards them. Like, I feel like it would be a good pickup for Hollywood or PVC, no matter what your team is.
Right.
Like, everybody bans Hollywood's Disruptor, Mirana, Techies, they banned the Bane and the
They banned the
Grimstroke
Pudge
for
out every match
PVC.
except this one.
Yeah, a lot of people ban the Pudge too. So that adds a lot of value to a team, I think.
Right. Yeah, I think PVC, I believe, is going to be captaining again next season. If he's not, definitely on the short list. He is a great value pick if you're looking at a support. I think Hollywood, another pretty fine value pick. I actually don't think Hollywood's quite on the same level as Mr. Pipe because he doesn't own this league and I don't get as much by blowing smoke up his ass. No, I just just
oh,
because he
there
has
you go.
he has a narrower pool is the actual answer to that. So to that end, I think really the PVC pipe is really I think he knows more about this game than he ever lets on. I think he's Dota smarter than he lets himself appear. And he really I think he's here because he really fooled a lot of people into thinking he was just here to be a funny guy and he's just a trolly little 1K player. What's he gonna do, Lamau? No, there's something behind that face. There's something behind that distressed looking profile picture. Ghouls, I think.
He also doesn't really play like ranked games or even unranked like pubs. He just
never
plays
plays
in
video
leagues.
games. Yeah.
He just plays in leagues, so he learns a lot about the game without actually ranking up.
Ghoul never had a day in the sun, so bad news for him. Can't really talk much about him, unfortunately. I feel like he beat our stream mods. He and pvcpipe just randomly queued against our stream mods. They won. So
Yeah,
there's
that's
that.
true.
So you know what, Ghoul? If you beat them, then clearly you're doing something right. I think Ghoul is still finding his footing as a Dota player. I don't know if this season really did it for him. I definitely say a couple of rounds on some more non-meme teams would definitely be a great way to sort of feel out where this guy is, what he's doing, where he's going. So
I think he did pretty well, like his landing and stuff, given his rank. Like he's a
Right.
Guardian 1. Like Guardian
he's sub
1.
1K.
Yeah, he's very low MMR, but he was, competitive in lanes and won some of these lanes against, Archon players and stuff. So
Right.
I think that's promising. I don't know what he usually plays, if he's an off lane player or what, but
Right.
I don't know much about him, but that was pretty impressive.
Yep. Moon River. I mean, what can you say about Moon River? It's like Moon River is going to be an incredibly high demand in the next draft lottery. I think there's going to be a lot of people, and I don't know if it's necessarily going to be fair to put so much credit on him. A lot of credit is deserved. I think it is going to be unduly amount of credit on that guy because he's good. He's very good. He is good above his station. He's not actually even the top ranked MMR player on the team. Top player MMR wise actually Healy's. The It's going to be a lot of fighting over Moon River in that next draft phase, which is why I'm still kind of confident in what I was talking about with you behind the scenes in our shady backroom smoky backroom film North score discussions the other day. And of course, yeah. So what can you say about Moon River except you're doing it right? You're not quite to that Minoy tier yet, but you just keep going. You just keep on the right path. You're going straight. See what you can do on a non-meme team next season, huh? I mean, I know you played on them before, but hey, it'll be new to us, and that's the important thing.
Yeah, he's definitely value. He plays a bunch of heroes. He coordinated really well with the team this season, and I think he's probably like a top 5 mid in the league, and he's only 2K MMR or whatever.
Yeah, he's a very value pick.
I think you have to consider that this team was literally the lowest average MMR in the league, and they made it to the playoffs. So
right. Here's a question for you: do you put yourself in the top 5?
Depends on the day.
Well, yeah, my ass depends on the day. I know in your mind you're number 1. Don't give me that shit.
Unfortunately not.
And finally, at the top of the line, we have I didn't really mean to do this in this order again, but it just kind of happened like this. Top of the line, Healy's. This told me nothing about Healy's. I learned nothing about Healy's this season. My jug griefing! That's all I gotta say. He's not in his right role. What are you gonna expect? He definitely seemed like an interesting mid. I want to see Healy's as a full season on mid, in a godlike Matt tier sort of utility mid role. That'd be very weird to see, but very interesting to see. If you want to run another meme team, there's an idea for you. That's all I have to say about him, though, because what do you say? It's like reviewing. I don't know. It's like reviewing a shopping cart that you just used as a skateboard. What are you gonna say about it? You're just not the right thing to do.
I think Healy's is good at chaos
and trolling.
It's
and
not
very, 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 very bad at Void. Faceless Void.
He's obviously not incapable of learning or playing carry, but it doesn't really fit his playstyle. I don't think
it's not his thing. We've seen definitely, funnily enough, I think we've definitely seen better results from him at mid than we have in the safe lane. I want to see that. Somebody try that next season. Yeah, that's the Rosh Ryders. Any last words about this game or the Rosh Ryders, Randy?
No, I mean, entertaining team.
It's gonna be a big shame. We're not gonna see them. We're gonna get to see Panic instead. Going forward here. Very,
Yeah.
very sad. It's always fun, most fun watching a Rosh Ryders game. If somebody out there is like, LD2L, who cares, like little baby league, just crappy games, like just show them a Rosh Ryders game, and they'll instantly be like, I gotta see this. I've done that. I've done that.
Yeah.
So to that end, it's very sad to see him ride off in the sunset like this. But at least they're riding off into the sunset. Probably the heroes of the league. I think probably, unless you're Forgan and you'll tilt at literally anything, the only like non-controversial, everybody likes all
Yeah.
these guys team in the league. So except me, I don't like Hollywood. That motherfucker stood me up like 3 times. Fuck him. But he's cool now because he had me on the show and that was cool. But fuck him anyway.
Hollywood best support in the league, you mean?
Yeah. So, how about you, KD? Any last words for the Rosh Ryders here?
Exciting team. I think they overperformed given, their average MMR and the highest MMR player on their team.
Yep,
Their
they had
highest
the lowest,
MMR player is like an Archon 1 or 2.
lowest
and
highest
people have been
MMR
playing
of
it.
the whole lineup. Yeah,
Yep.
They
And
had
he
the
wasn't
lowest-
even playing his real role, so.
they had the lowest highest MMR, and they didn't even have the highest lowest MMR. On the other hand, Ghouls is like halfway down the list, and he's like 0.8, 0.7, 0.8. I think he might actually be a little lower than that.
Something like that. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's just PVC wanted to hang out with his buddies, so, I guess if you're PVC Pipe, that's like a super mission accomplished season, because he just wanted to hang out with his buddies and have some funny games, and he just got that, but he never did the game. Well, I mean, he might have, because we haven't seen their week 7 game yet. I don't know. He never did the funny game where you just reverse draft them, so, overall, thumbs down. Get out of here. Never want to see these faces ever again. And yeah, that's a ball game, I believe. So, if you or somebody you know wants to learn Dota 2 at a casual or more competitive level, go to ld2l.gg to sign up. Way too late to join on this season, buddy, but hey, you can always be a stand-in. Always looking for stand-ins. You can always join for some in-houses. You can join for some scrims. All kinds of fun stuff happening out here, right? And other tournaments popping up all around the world as well, and this is a great place to hear about them. And you could join the Discord server. You could talk to Tybor. You can make him mad because he's not mad enough as it stands. You could give Matty Boy some crap because he doesn't get enough of that as it stands. And you could watch me and Kid Dynamite shoot each other in the head in public. And hey, isn't that always great? So yeah. But before we wrap up, there is one more thing I'd like to talk about, right?
Alright, time for the stupid sponsor message.
This is... What do you mean, stupid sponsor message? This is a very smart
My favorite
sponsor
part of the
message.
show.
Our sponsors, our beloved sponsors, are actually what keeps this show alive. So anyway, this week's sponsor. Now this is a big one, right? So Randy, I'm very big on Abaddon, as I'm sure you're well aware, right? I'm a big Abaddon player, and I don't mean just physically either. And there's one thing on Abaddon that ever since they reworked how the hero works, right? The only thing I just keep thinking in every single game is, damn it, I wish I had 20 attack speed and an aura that gave me a little bit more. And what would be even cooler than that is if I got some armor while doing it too. That would be just the bee's knees, right? And then it hit me. I went down to the secret shop. I asked about it. They had it. They had it in stock. I was amazed to see it. A whole, brand new, brand spanking, shining new Assault Kuros. Can you believe it?
Wow.
And you can actually see friend of the sponsor Trash Boat here rocking it themselves. It's 30 attack speed, actually. I'm an idiot. I think it used to be 20 anyway. The friend of the show, friend of the sponsor anyway, Trash Boat here, rocking it himself. You can see it. He's really styling. Looked great on Lena. It'll look great on you too. I mean, it's adjustable for all types of bodies. Be you humanoid, a massive yellow ogre with a dude on his back. You could even be like a big spooky ghost dude, and it'll still fit just fine. I mean, they size it perfectly. Always fits very snugly. and you know all the benefits you get from it. It's just so hard to ignore. What do you think of the Assault Cuirass, Randy? Have you ever appeared with it in public before?
Yeah, great item.
It's quite the fashion statement, I gotta say. I remember, I think I saw a picture of you hanging out with your girl in a magazine somewhere, and you were in that Assault Cuirass, and buddy, you were looking as fresh as the produce section. And you
Thanks,
were,
man.
but not the vegetables though. You were looking like the other thing, the produce section. So, the Assault Cuirass, buy one today. And special thanks to the fine folks over at who makes the Assault Cuirass again?
Gaben.
Special thanks to Gaben, making these fine garments for us and giving us a cool sponsor. Shout out on our show. How about you, Katie? What do you think of the Assault Cuirass? You big on the fashion statement that makes?
Pretty good. No complaints.
Better than
It's,
goddamn threes.
I only wear Nike brand ones, but
Of course, yeah. You got conflicting sponsors here. And yeah, special thanks to our sponsor, and we'll see you next time for maybe some Week 7 crap, or maybe round 2 of the playoffs. Just depends on how the schedules line up. And see you there.